McFarland USA is a story that everyone should see. That's a great sentence to start this video off with. So if you're watching this, you either love this story like me, or you've never heard of it. In the case you've never heard of it, we'll talk about it, don't worry. And if you love it like me, then hopefully you'll enjoy this. I've never been much of a sports movie fan. Honestly, there were a couple here and there that I really enjoyed, but if you ask me how many, I could only count them on like one hand. It's really few and far between with that genre. I enjoyed Remember the Titans as a kid. I haven't seen it since. I saw Rudy at school as a kid, and I enjoyed that a lot. The one I really enjoy is When the Game Stands Tall. Honestly, that's a fucking powerhouse of a movie that deserves its own video, but for right now, we're talking about McFarland, baby. Like I said, I've never sought out sports movies, but when you're watching them, there's a common theme in them that just sinks its hooks right into you every single time, whether you want it to or not, and that's having the underdog rise above. It's a tale as old as time, and it's a fast-track way to get anyone on board with your characters and your story. See, this story follows a struggling coach named Jim White.
Mr. White, the new PE coach.
That's right.
Welcome to McFarland.
As he moves his family from suburban Idaho to California's Central Valley, he becomes a teacher in a predominantly Latino school and community. It's here where he realizes his students have an exceptional running capability, and he believes these kids really have a good chance of being something more than just pickers.
Do you know how fast you were going?
What are you, a cop?
Because you were running a mile in 5 minutes.
So?
We have kids here who seem like they can run forever.
Pickers meaning every morning they join their parents in the fields and pick fruits and vegetables. This is how they make their living. He learns and grows with them as they bond and embrace each other's differences. He gives these boys hope and something to aspire to, and they in turn help him to remember how important his family and their happiness is, while providing them with a strong sense of community. I just finished my 5th rewatch of this movie, and it hit just as hard as the first time. Kevin Costner sells the character of an 80s coach with a heart of gold, and these kids did a fantastic job to the point where they made Kevin Costner seem like a supporting actor at times. Carlos Pratt, who plays Thomas, is like the only one I've seen in any other movies, and he definitely carries that quality and experience in his performance. His character was given the most depth of all the boys, and he excelled in his more emotional scenes.
You think you're tough, White? Well, we're tough, all right? We're not runners, we're pickers. And we're always gonna be pickers. And every day we're gonna get up and do the same thing over and over again, just like this. So you can make us do it 100 times, 1,000 times, because guess what? It's never gonna change, all right?
The other boys did amazing as well. I just wish there was a little more time with some of them, but what we got was satisfactory. This story really is just one of a kind, and the fact that it's true carries real weight with it. He coached these boys to state 9 times over the course of 14 years, and they all attended college because of it, some of them being the first ones in their family to ever go to college. And now, in present day, they're all safe and living good lives. Most of them stayed in McFarland, teaching and coaching, providing the same support for the younger generations, just like Jim White did for them. And this is a small town. I read that only 6,000 people lived here at one point, and from then in the 80s to now, it's only grown to like 15,000. So it's still small. Just to add some realism to the story, there's these quotes from an article that Thomas Velez, one of the main runners, and Jim White did with Mile Split. When asked what was the key to Jim White developing his running program, Thomas Velez said this: "Just getting everybody to believe in themselves. He was our second dad. We grew up not having a whole lot. He was the one who introduced us to bowling, miniature golf, and going to the beach for the first time. He let us know that those were the opportunities that kids and families should have an opportunity to do." Jim White, when asked about the kids, said, "Some of them had never been to the ocean, and some of them had never sat down and ate a meal with forks. He would take the kids and train at Yosemite Park to acclimate them to the elevation." White said, "We did this year after year to build bonds and trust in one another." And Jim White is just such a great teacher and coach, and the respect I have for him is tremendous. Any teacher of any kind that goes above and beyond what they're required to do just to further a child's education and provide a comfortable space for their students deserves the world. There's so many people like that who deserve their flowers, and we would be lost without them. As for Jim White, he continued to coach until his retirement in 2003. I read that he had retired first in 2002, but came back for another year, coached again, I guess just for the love of the game. He could have left after all these titles whenever he won and moved to a bigger school with bigger money, have a bigger house, but he wanted to stay in McFarland. That was his home, and he resides there to this day. I think it's a beautiful story, and it has always held a special place in my heart because of that. I hope someone who has never watched this movie before understands why it's so great now. And I'll end this video with my favorite quote about teaching. A good education can change anyone, but a good teacher can change everything. Thank you.
Uno, dos, tres.
McFarland!